Let's go. Get on up in here. Let's make it happen. Y'all already know what we here to do. This is the Saturday Rude Awakening. Y'all already know. You wake up in the afternoon hour. Make sure these ain't rusty real quick. Everything's good. Put a little on my fingers because I get rusty. Some of y'all just let me come out all bogus and everything. What's going on, everybody? This is the Rude Awakening. You already know we come in on the 3 o'clock hour on Saturdays. This is our personal development time. This is when we take a little time out for ourselves. I know I say this over and over again. We want to grow our community, and so we have to share the broadcast, right? Share the broadcast. That's the least, especially if you're a newcomer. That's the least you can do. I understand. No, those people that come, we're not being nosy. We're not trying to figure out what's going on. We know what's going on. What's going on in this is this thing called life. Life have a way of turning on you. Some of you, it done turned years ago. You just don't know how to turn it back. There's no one to assist you, right? We discovered this. For some of us, we just have to be honest with ourselves, right? This is the rude awakening. So this is going to be very rude to your soul. Well, why would it be rude? Listen to the word. I don't talk to nobody that's rude. That's a rude MF, right? We say it just like that because your mind receive it just like that. Some of you talk just like that. You was just talking like that. Rude. You get bad service, right? You just came in at the wrong time and somebody just japped out and you called them very what? Rude. Why? Based on what you see, not what you know. And we like to tag people. We like to identify people, right? We want to see one bad moment in that moment, and you want to sit here and say, that's rude, that's ignorant, that's gorgeous, right? That's beautiful. He's everything. You ain't even seen everything for yourself. You can't base everything. Might be everything you need to fit in a little puzzle that you've been trying to put together. But what am I really saying? I'm saying we got to go deeper when it comes down to this thing called life. We have played with life for so long, as we learned last week. You got to stay in your ground. But for some of us, we don't understand what the meaning of ground is. I looked up the meaning of ground. Ground means the base, right? The base that something is built on, right? Like ground beef, right? You look at ground beef and it's like, oh, that's ground beef, right? But ground beef is the base, right? Now, what you gonna do with that ground beef? Are you gonna create a hamburger, right? Somebody else might take the ground beef out, right? That's just a bun with some lettuce and tomatoes and some onions, a BLT, right? And we're gonna take this and we just gonna crumble that little ground beef up, right? And you're gonna put it on a little tortilla, and someone else is gonna say, taco, right? Because it has a name, right? Taco, right? And that's the same what? Ground. What's the ground? Ground beef. It's still beef, right? That's the ground. Well, what we discovered last week, I believe it was in the Mighty Monday Meltdown that takes place every Monday in the 7 o'clock hour. This thing been going on for over 4 years now. So you can only imagine how strong we are when it comes down to personal growth, right? For some of us, we have developed so much that we don't have time for anything that hasn't made time for itself. You haven't made time to grow. You haven't made time to adjust yourself. Oh, just for the record, you guys, we are streaming live from YouTube. So if you do not like some of the comments and people study chatting in, because we got Twitter fingers on here, okay? Some people just love, they type 60 words a minute, some type 100 words a minute and don't have a job. I mean, it's a job for you. If you can do this here and you can type this quick, that is a job for you, okay? That's called skills. Some of you couldn't type 15 words a minute until you got on social media, right? Not only that, you don't need a keyboard. You could do it on the phone. Look at how your skills get when you practice something, but you should get paid for what you practice. And for some of us, life is about to pay off for us. I'm telling you now, we've been holding our position, but let me get back to this ground beef thing. So we learned, right, that the ground, what we talk about on Monday is on a Mighty Monday Meltdown, we call a timeout. What does a timeout consist of? A timeout meaning, look, I'm exhausted. Some of us, we are exhausted because we live majority of our lives in survival mode. We had to survive getting to work. You got to survive getting home from work. You got to decide. You got to survive not having no money, not having no job, not having the education, not having the tools you need. You had to survive. For some of us, you had to survive abuse physically. For some of us, abuse mentally. I bet some of you sisters didn't know your abuse come from your girlfriend. Your abuse come from females just like you. They abuse the privilege. They get around you and brag about what they have and didn't take in consideration of your emotions. But you wasn't thinking like that now, would you? Because at the end of the day, listen, girl, I don't want to hear what you got going on. I don't want to hear about you and your man, especially when I don't have one. See, that's abuse. But we want to point the finger at who abused us. No, it starts with yourself. What does the word abuse mean? It's two words just pushed together, right? Abuse, right? Abuse, right? Abuse, right? It's abnormal use. For some of us, we don't have instructions at all. We believe just because our mother put you in the school with me and we went and lived in the same community, somehow we became friends. Some of us get out of the hood, we get out of the environment and we move on in life. Others get stuck in and you still have the same mentality, right? And we be like, oh, we've been friends since third grade. Impossible. You have not been friends since third grade. But remember, it's not more so have you been friends, it's what do your friendship consist of, right? Do you make deposits? Do you make withdrawals? For some of us, we never made a deposit because we feel like we can't make a withdrawal, right? We don't have an account, right? Is this a checking? Right? A checking account, meaning your credit is good, your word is good, meaning I can vouch that, hey, everything is good. When they say they're going to do what they're going to do, they're going to do it. That's called credit, right? Credit, right? And for others, it's a savings account. That means you only can use based on what you put in. Come on, y'all. That's my part right there. That go your ground right there. For many of us, we have a savings account. That means you only can withdraw based on how much you have put in to leverage your withdrawal, right? And for us, we have closed account. Many of us got closed accounts. What am I saying? If I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to the things outside of you. You see, one thing I have noticed about us as individuals is that we like to assess everything based on, he ain't talking to me. Well, yeah, that's true. I just did that yesterday. Yeah, no, he don't know me. And I'm trying to let you understand, it's not a matter of somebody knowing you. It's a matter. Do you know what you are up against? Do you know what operates around you? Do you know what your relationships is built on? Come on, y'all. I'm not sitting here going to play with you. I'm not going to play with myself. We come for personal development. Let's just develop. We come for personal gain, personal growth. Let's just make some growth. Well, you can receive what I'm saying three type of ways. You can either you can accept what I'm saying, accept it in, use some of my concept, use some of my ideas. Maybe it might change your aim a little bit. One thing will change everything. Somebody reached out to me after the message last week, and they said, you know what? I thought about something you said, and as soon as they gave me what I stated to them, it said everything just came and it clicked and it went straight in alignment, right? One idea can change your whole life. You change one thing about your makeup. You change one thing with your eyelashes. You change one thing about your hair. Don't it seem like everything done changed about you? Seem like your skin glowing now. Seem like your smile, right? You seem like something done happen. You be like, there's something different about you. You're like, well, I don't know. What you see different? It's your attitude. Let's get back to the ground real quick. Let's get back to the ground. Let's go back to the ground. I want to stay in sync, right? Before I even lift off. This is a rude awakening. This ain't for everybody, but this is for somebody. You can receive what I'm saying, right? Accept it in, work it out, make some adjustments, because you're not going to hear somebody talk to you like this, because you're not open to hear somebody talk to you like this. We spend majority of our time actually closed. Bet you didn't know that. Closed for anything unless you want to go pay, right? When you pay to go to school, that's why you open, right? When you go to church and you give into your tithes and offerings, that's why you open to hear. You don't know what the lesson gonna be. You don't know what that man gonna say. You just trust and believe that God gonna say something. Just like a jukebox. That jukebox ain't playing unless you put a quarter in it, or you put man, if they had a jukebox now, you probably had to put $5 in it just to play 3 songs, right? Interesting. But you don't know what's going to be saying because you have to pay for what you want. You have to pay to be open. Well, guess what? I'm here to tell you, you have paid with your experience, your hardship, your trouble, your concerns, your bed mattress, your bed knows more about you emotionally than anybody walking this planet. That bed that you lay on at night, that mat, right? That's when you laying there and you thinking about all the things that done happened to you, all the things that's going on, right? Your mattress know more about you than anybody else. Let's be clear. You have been more emotional in your bed than out here in this world. But I'm going to continue to stay focused. I'm going to continue to stay grounded, and I'm going to continue to push this message and push this point until somebody understands. You can accept what I'm saying, adjust your aim, shoot your shot, reload. Come on now. That's all you got to do, especially messing with me. Okay. Number two, you can reject, meaning, hey, listen, I ain't got time for this. You know, Adonis, you talk the same thing all the time. You know, I get the I am my life coach. Do you not know people believe literally that they know me? Have no idea. Nobody ain't sat down with me and had a cup of coffee. They come on this little feed. Oh, he wrote a book. Well, I know about his book. I am my life coach. You ain't read the book. You don't constantly use the book. You don't refuel. Let's go with this. Gasoline does not require commercials because that's something you need, right? Anything you need is a requirement. You don't have to broadcast water. Everybody know we need water, right? You need water to survive. Come on now, let's go. Let's talk. God. Let's go with God. Everybody like God. Some say Jehovah, right? Some say Elohim, right? Whatever you want to call him, right? You need God. I need God. I love God, right? But everybody can broadcast and talk about God, but at the end of the day, it's about that experience, how you experience God, right? Some of us, we hear about this guy and be like, what's up with this God? I mean, what's up with this Jesus? What's up with this Buddha? What's up with this Muhammad? I mean, I need some help with my life. Some people find out I'm a life coach. They be like, you know what? I need a life coach because no one never pointed them to their life and say, I want to help you be a better you. You see, nobody comes into your world to say, I come to mess your life up. I come to tear down everything you have. I want to take all your little money out your account and I just want to take it. Right? I don't want to leave you with nothing. Some of us, we ain't got nothing. That's why we come in. We come in with nothing. And we just come in. We're spectators in this game called life. And it's really your life. So I'm really to bet we can adjust this whole thing. People will tell you in a minute. They know somebody. Adonis, I know him. I am like, we go way back. Go way back to what? You was watching me dance if I was dancing. But that was me doing what I like to do, right? What do you like to do? You see, many times, what's up, Josh? Peace and blessings. Many times you like to watch everybody else. Watch this. This is where the drop comes in, right here. You can reject what I'm saying. Here go the drop. We spent so much time watching everyone else. That's why we think people could do a better job than we can. We want better, but yet we give worse. Why, right? Why do we give worse? We give worse because we have not practiced. We don't practice to be perfect. We practice to be better. But we have not practiced anything because yet we feel like we know everything, right? You see, we know what we know, and yet we do what we do. Now, which one is more important to you? What you know or what you do? You see, some of us, I know that. You will know everything I say. You will know everything that person say. You will know everything somebody else. You're a smart person. You're a human being. We are equal. There's nothing new that I'm saying that you have not heard before. The only difference is I have your attention and you have your attention. And what we're going to do with your attention is we're going to make this thing come together. I made it come together for my life. I can go on and on about this story. Some people look at this. This thing say suicide survivor, right? That means I have survived something that some people has never even experienced, only thought about. I tried to carry out the act. Well, what does it mean to suicide? Suicide meaning the point of no return. I don't care about a relationship. I don't care about what nobody thinks. I don't care about not having no money. I don't care about no children. I don't care about no birth. I don't care about no future. I don't care about no schooling. I don't care about no church. I don't care about no God. If there is a God, I'm about to go see him right now. We're going to talk because obviously he ain't talking to me down here. So let me just go ahead and disappear from down here and maybe I'll get up there. And if there is a up there, trust and believe me, we got a lot to talk about, right? But if I don't get up there and I find myself going down somewhere else, then I still want to talk about how is it that I get down here in hell. But when I was on earth, my life was hell. So at the end of the day, what am I saying to you? I'm just saying, I start having conversations that people do not want to have. People do not want to have the conversations that bring out the real answers, right? So once again, what do you do when you know what you know, but yet you still do what you do, right? So what I want to say to you, what I want to say, let me get back, stay on task. I ain't even got started yet, right? You do what you do. And how is it working for you? Based on what you do, it comes with no instructions. We don't have no instruction to what we do, but yet we base everything we do off of what? Feelings and emotions, feelings and emotions. But what do your feelings come from? You don't know. What do your emotions come from? You don't know. So I teach the things that you need to understand. I teach the things that if it just make a little sense, it will change everything. If you knew how this thing really, really worked, it will make a bigger difference in what it is you're attempting to do. I always like to break the room, then divide the room, then cut the room, because I believe oil goes with oil, water goes with water. There's no need to mix it. It does it do its job. Oil is used for things that needs oil. Water is used for things that needs water, right? It can quench the thirst, right? It can do what it needs to do. But I never want to mix things up because I recognize a lot of us is in different places. A lot of us don't experience different stuff. And then we just hard-headed. We know what we know, yet, but we do what we do. And we have no instructions. We try to figure out, why do I do this? You don't know. No instructions. That's the stuff we need to uproot, and that's the stuff we need to get rid of. So you can reject what I'm saying. Keep it moving. That's simple, right? But what do? I told you, I break the room up. I break the room and I part the room up. Why? Because I realize that it's about the results. I believe that it's about the results. In order to get something different, we have to do something different. I believe if you give a little, you get a little. You give a lot, you get a lot. But we've been giving a lot to the wrong people. We've been giving people our time. We've been giving people our attention, right? And it has not done anything for you. And yet you still do what you have always done. And it's not fruitful. It's not fruitful for you, but you believe God knows your heart. God knows your heart, but you don't know it, right? You don't know your heart, right? Because if you believe that your God knows your heart and yet you still walking around here talking about your heart is broke, then I guess your God ain't in the business of fixing your broke self, right? But you have to spend more time on you. You can reject what I'm saying. It's okay with me. But for those that's here, watch where I go with this. Next, you can neglect what I'm saying. And that's what happens a lot of the times with us. This is the rude awakening. We come on YouTube and we come on Facebook. We do this personal development thing, how to inspire yourself, how to believe in yourself, and how to encourage yourself. That is 3 things that you can do right there that can empower you, right? I said you can. The third thing is you can neglect what I'm saying, and to neglect what I'm saying is to neglect yourself. Your ears never get tired of hearing. Your ears never get tired of hearing. Your eyes never get tired of seeing, right? We look at everything because the things we look at is what messes us up. Remember the ground is the base, ground beef, right? Now, we talked early on. Let's go and get into this thing. We talked early on and we talked about the playground, right? The Bible states, put on the full armor, The Bible is really a love story. It's really like psychological, right? It's really like you have to use your mind. But for some of us, we look at the Bible like a history book. We look at the Bible like, oh man, this happened March 15th, 1902. It doesn't work like that, right? But you believe it does because you thought this way all your life. I'm just here to give you something different because I was able to find something different within myself. And in my differentness, I came back, built something, put something out. I am the creator of I Am My Life Coach. It's more than just a book. It's more than just a saying. It's about the results. The more you put the attention back on you, the more you put the focus on you, the more you decide to get bigger, better, and greater within yourself, I can assure you, you can get trusted with more opportunities, right? But you have to be available for yourself. You have to make time. Many of the times we don't make time for ourselves. We got to do what we have to do. We have to get done what we have to get done. Come on, y'all. Let's get deeper. Let's get real about it. Check it out. You could spend 40 hours on your job. You could spend 8 hours in the day. Many of you spend most of your mornings working. Let's start there. So you start at 7. If you start at 8, you start at 6. You start at 6. By the time 12 o'clock come, you done spent your whole morning working. Let's stop right there. You ain't thought about that. You spend most of your mornings working. So at the end of the day, I wake up and give God thank whatever you do. Get yourself ready and you work most of your morning. Let's get on into your afternoon from 12 to 3. Some of you are still at work. 12 to 3, you still at work. So you give your whole afternoon to what? to working. So you work most of your morning and you work most of your afternoon. Yeah, and all. And then when you get off, come on, y'all, here comes your time. Your time comes in at night. You ain't thought about that. That's why this is the rude awakening right now. I'm gonna hit you with a little scripture. I'm gonna recap a few things. I'm gonna pop this thing with some wisdom, and I'm gonna give you something that's gonna self-center yourself. Because if I can wake you up, that's all that matters. But this is why we sleep. We sleep. This is good. I had to throw this one in. We sleep because some of you believe I can't sleep at night because your mind's still working, right? Your mind's still working because you ain't figured out the things that gonna make you successful by the end of the day. By the end of the day, you should be happy that as where you at right now. At the end of the day, you should be feeling like, man, you know what? I did great today. I got everything done. I felt like I accomplished something, but no, you too busy thinking I got to get back up to work tomorrow. I got to be at work at 6 in the morning. I got to be, so your whole morning is just gone. But listen to this. When you lay down at night, what is this right here, right? This is something that you put over your eyes, right? So you can go to sleep. So watch this. You can't sleep, so you got to depend on something, right? You got to depend on something. So this is what you got to put on. Some of you got to put this on that channel because your eyes are popped right back open because it never get tired of seeing, right? You want to see something. You want to get the best. Now you on a social media device. Now you want to go back through social media, right? You don't condition yourself. This is called routine right here. This is called routine. How do you know your future? I can tell you how you know your future. It's based on your habits. And some of us have the wrong habits. So we got to put this on at night because you want to make sure you get some good sleep, right? And you want to, but see, guess what happens? What happens is when you walk through life like this all day, right? Your whole morning, you working you got a 9 to 5. So you working all day for somebody else's dream. I'm not here to tick you off about that, but you're going to see what we're going to get ticked off at the end. But see, you living unfulfilled right now. A lot of us live unfulfilled right now. Unfulfilled in what? Because you know there's more to you. You know there's more to you, but there's no instructions for you. There's no instruction for you. You ask somebody, what does the Bible mean? What is the Bible? What is the word? Basic who taught you that? You ain't learning in school. School will never teach you basic instructions before leaving Earth. And yet, and now you don't know the instructions from yourself. Who say I'm leaving? How about what is the instructions from leaving poverty? What is the instruction from leaving a toxic relationship? What is the instruction for getting rid of a relationship I've been involved in? What is the instruction from detaching from somebody that is not good for me? What is the instructions from dealing with someone who never gave anything, but yet and all they want to receive something and make me feel like I don't have nothing? What is the instruction? We don't have no instructions. Ain't that something? Ain't no instructions. But I can tell you one thing, the Bible means basic instructions before leaving Earth. But you ain't never told yourself, why do I need to read it? Why do I need to read the Quran? What is the Quran? What if I read the Quran? What is the Quran, right? What does that mean, right? But you see, we learn as a kid, we taught as a kid, we move as a kid, we talk as a kid, we look for everybody else. We want the pastor to help me with my life. He never do. You want a teacher from school education to help me with my life. They never done. Your mama, some people, my daddy taught me. My mama taught me. Everybody taught you, but who taught them, right? And at the end of the day, they'll have over $20,000 in their bank account. They ain't taught you finances. Who taught you money right now? You hide from yourself. You steal from yourself. We limit. Notice, you give a little, you get a little. And what am I saying to you right now is that we have not given ourselves the fullness of what we have inside of us. It's called full potential. You are full of potential, but for some of us, we know it, but we don't display it, right? We don't display it. So what am I saying? I'm saying that we put our trust in everything else. If I get a new car, I know I'll feel good. If I get these shoes, right, I know these shoes go good, right? Listen to this. We will go online, go window shopping, go internet shopping. We would go friend shopping. We would go snooping in everybody's little closet on their IG. Ooh, that look good, girl. Where you get that from? Ooh, that look good, bro. Hey, bro, where you pat them what's the name? I was looking for something like that. We go, and guess what? Once you lock that image in, once you done zeroed in on it, now here go where your morning get sacrificed at. Your morning, your 8 to 12 get taken right here, right? Because your money that you make per hour, I don't get paid hour, I get paid salary, right? Ain't that something? You work for a salary. Spend so much time here, right? So your mornings is taken away from you, all for what? For some shoes, right? Because you want what? A feeling. You want a feeling. Some of you, we have went to things, right? We want drugs because drugs makes us feel like something. What do we want? We want alcohol. We want wine. Why? Because we look for a feeling. We want tea. We want coffee. Why? Because we want artificial love. We want artificial love. We want things that make us feel better when in that moment, temporary fixes, right? Temporary fixes, right? So let's get moving. Let's get moving. So here we go. And yeah, what am I saying? Yeah, we go and we look for everybody else, right, to assist us, to help us, so that maybe we can put the puzzle together. You see, in order to win in tic-tac-toe, you got to have everything in order. Then you say tic-tac-toe. In order to win and connect four, you have to have four. And if somebody say, oh, connect four, and somebody look like, no, that's only three. You did not win. See, we keep trying to think we win, but we have to constantly reset. I told you earlier, the gasoline, you don't have to market or advertise gas. Why? Because you ain't going nowhere without no gas. You need the gas. The gas don't need you, and you willing to pay for it, right? Home in life, we done pay for everything. We done pay for courses, we done pay for classes, we done pay for school, we done pay for, man, we done pay tithes, we done pay dues, we done donated, we done went and fed the homeless, we done went and sit here, and we done gave up everything that we could possibly, and yet we still ain't made no moves yet. That's why we created this particular broadcast. Is called The Rude Awakening. This is when you really be honest with yourself. They say the truth will set you free. Ask yourself, what would the truth set you free from? If the truth can set you free, then it only can set you free from ignorance and bondage. A lot of us, we have pretty much toiled, right? We have been captured, right? Captured and stuck in ignorance because we have not used our minds, our thinking. We have not thought about nothing other than what's been going on. Our eyes have looked at everything where you put something up and you can sit here and say ground beef, and you can say, hey, this is what? A hamburger. You can say what? This is what? A taco. You will say it. A 4-year-old will say it. McDonald's. Why? Because you associated McDonald's with that little Happy Meal, and that they saw your look. When they saw their look, they say, hey, you ride past McDonald's and see that little M, you want what you see. For many of us, we want what we see, but what we learn is that what we see comes with instructions, and we do not want to read the instruction to be beneficial for me. Me meaning by myself, right? See, we need to work on ourselves, by ourselves, for ourselves. But no, we want to give ourselves away, and we don't even know what we're giving away. Some of you done gave away the fortune, and you done gave away your treasure right now, and you are literally bankrupt and bottomed out. You done gave it away. It's gone now. All I could do is tell you how to get something better. That's it. How to get something bigger. That's it. And how to get something greater. But you think you're going back to get that? Is not going to happen. It's gone. You have not been operating with that for a long time, and it's not here no more, right? Notice I say, we know what we know, yet we do what we do. And why do you think it's the opposite? Why do you think it's the opposite, right? Why do you think we do one thing? We know one thing, but do another. It's because we're programmed. The program is so you can fail. You program to not have anything. You program to not succeed. So listen, I want to go into something, and I want to show you something. In the month of February, I might lose everybody that probably follow me. I might keep a few because I know for a fact that a few understand. If I'm saying it, it needs to be said. If I have to put it out there, I would do whatever it takes to get you to another level. I break this room up like I told you. I separate oil from water because I recognize your goals and somebody else's goals does not conflict with each other. I don't understand why we can't love, but yet we stuck in hate. See, when you think somebody hating on you, that's because you're drawing hate to you. You operating on a lower level. If you look at somebody on a higher level, you will be trying to mimic the higher level and get your butt up there. But for some of us, we still stuck on lower because we think on lower level. When you think on lower level, you draw lower level. You draw low results. For some of us, we need to think bigger, better, greater, and we will draw something called bigger, better, greater. But you see, I come as an example. I come as an example to many. I give myself to people who can never accept what I give. They can't accept what I give. They don't know how to receive. They don't know how to do nothing with what I bring, right? Because they never seen it before. They actually, most of the time, People think I got a hidden agenda. They think I'm really about to try to take something from them, right? They believe like, what's his motive? His motive got to be off. It's not me. It's really how they see themselves, right? They don't see themselves worthy. They don't see themselves valuable. They don't see themselves having them. They feel like, you know what? Don't play no games with me. No, I'm not here to play games with you. You've been playing games with yourself, okay? But I'm not gonna play scribble with you. I'm not here to play pity pack with you. I'm not gonna do one of these little chat things, right? Where would it go? I don't want to go to Mexico no more. I'm not here to do that with you. I don't care where you at. What I do care is where you can be. I'm here sent on assignment to fix something that's broken. And whatever it is that's broken, maybe it's the teaching, maybe it's the comprehension. I told the 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, matter of fact, I told the 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders, I said motivation and education goes together. At the end of the day, guess what? They understood it. I understood it, but no one understands that they were saying, I mean, these kids are not motivated. These kids are not, I don't know how to motivate. They don't want to do anything, right? I did a little test and I asked some kids some questions about their worst characteristic trait. Do you not know probably about 7 of them kids in that classroom said they was lazy? Where did they get that from? They got it from what you said. You see, a lot of times it's what you said. You said this, and that's what they believe. At this, I don't know what you see when you see me. You have to call it out, just like we call out, oh, that's what love is. I mean, are we together now? Remember, I told you instructions. Everything has instructions. But for some of us, we move through life, we play life just like we was raised. We did not take the time. Basic instructions. We don't have no instructions because it's not basic when you still messing up right now. Let's be clear, to be returned back over to God, to put our mind back on God. That is basic right there. Basic means God say, do what you need to do to bring the value up in you. You bring the value up in you, you will bring the value up and everything around you. But see, notice I'm in a place where people they are not supportive. I don't display a lot of my friends to social media because for one, I protect what I have. And if people already done spit in my face, right, without doing it, they done already insulted me. They done already realized that, hey, this mission is nothing, right? Adonis, he's so flashy, he's so nigga. Ooh. I got a lot of that. That was good. I'm custom, right? I have custom made thing. My life is custom made according to my liking. I break the room because I feel your goals, somebody else's goals are not at war with one another, but you should want what you want and somebody else should want what they want. And here's the deal. When they get what they want, you should keep your focus on what you want. But yet we take the focus off of what you want and you look at what somebody else wants as if what they wanted was easier. You see, when your focus is on what it's supposed to be focusing on, you will have everything you desire. I told this to the children. Now I tell this to you. I want to go ahead and I want to break something real quick and get into something because like I said, if I can't be me, then you might as well fire me now because I come to deliver me based on what I have experienced. And based on my experience, I know a lot of things. I know the right thing to do and I know the wrong thing to do. You see, a lot of times we want better, but we stuck in worse. And the reason why we stuck in worse because we don't want to fix what's worse. We want somebody to pull us up out of this thing, right? We don't want to read the instructions to put it together because when we got hurt back in the day, what did we do? We bandaged that thing up. We put some band-aids on it and we still walking around with band-aids on our face right now. We have not healed, but I want to tell you something. Your body heals itself. Everything you do heals itself, right? You don't have to, if you cut yourself on your ear, you cut yourself right here on your finger, you cut yourself on your toe at the same time, your body will automatically repair itself. You don't have to say, I want this to heal, right? But see, we think that we just point to something. I want those shoes, and those shoes are supposed to automatically pop up in your closet. It doesn't work like that, but I got to finish this one thing off before I give y'all this other rude awakening, right? And that is, let me get to this word real quick. We think it's supposed to pop up into our closet. We have to put the work in. That's what the message is really all about. You have to work differently now. Your whole mornings is dedicated to work. Your whole afternoons is dedicated to work. So for a lot of you, that didn't leave you a lot of room. 16, 17, 18 is when this thing started, just like this. Your afternoons from 12 if you get off at 5 o'clock, your afternoons is gone. So you spend most of your week working mornings and afternoons. You don't know what your morning afternoons look like. By the time your weekend comes, hmm, your mind goes for what you want. What you want is some relief, right? And in your relief, what does your relief look like? It looks like I'm going to get my hair done when I get off work. Well, Friday, you get off at night. So now you off at night. Now you want to go out because you don't have to what? You don't have to work tomorrow. That's a routine. See the routine? We have routines that's not productive at all. We're not set up to win at all until you get what I'm saying. That's why I Am My Life Coach was created. I put my life back together from scratch and I never got away from it because remember I told you gasoline sells itself. You have to constantly revive yourself, constantly refresh yourself, constantly renew yourself. This goes on and on and on. For some of us, we have not let a week go. We hear every week. Saturdays, we hear, it used to be Wednesdays. We hear Saturdays, we hear Mondays. We hear Saturdays, we hear Mondays, right? We start our week, we end our week. Look at that. God will have you to start your week. Monday's the Mighty Monday Meltdown. It's time to motivate yourself, get yourself up. Motivation plus education, right? You got to know how to inspire yourself, encourage yourself. I've done it, I do it, and I did not have nothing. Didn't have no investors, didn't have no, but I didn't want anything unless I understood what the instructions. I needed to know what I'm giving and I need to know what I'm receiving, right? In the same fashion for yourself. You work 40 hours a week. For some of you, I know I own my own business. That's a problem in itself right there. I'm not going to even get into the entrepreneur side because everybody wants the opposite. People want the good life and you haven't accepted your life. Well, what am I saying? If you look at where you want to be, it's not where you are currently at. Where you want to be requires your feelings and emotions. That means in order to get what you desire, you need feelings and emotions so you can manifest it. That means if the pull is strong enough, you will create what it is you desire to have. This is why I want you to manage your feelings and your emotions better. Because if you put it on what you want, like you put it on them shoes, like you put it on just, I want to just get off work early. I just want to go and sit down and have some wine. Everything you want to do, you end up doing it. But when you do it, you don't know how to glorify God because some stuff you created on your own. You don't know how to be thankful that He's providing you everything you asking for because we pay no attention to it because we put God over here when God is really up in here. What am I saying? You put God over here. You know, in church, I give my, somebody's gonna say, I could give my tithes, my offering. I thank God every time I'm on a minute. They put their God and they thanks on Sunday, and you don't need to put, you need to put yours on right now. Do you do it in the moment? Can you comprehend what I'm saying right now? If He's providing for you now, then He wants His thank you now. And thank you comes in many fashions and many forms. But for many of us, guess what? We have associated with something else. Why? Because we was taught that way. One of my brothers that was teaching last week, and I heard a little bit of his teaching. He said the reason why they was trying to kill Jesus so much, right, is because Jesus was emptying out the church. When I'm like, empty out the church? That was good, right? I caught it. He said they was emptying out the church because He was healing people. He was healing people and He was saying, get up and go, right? Because they was in routine. They was in a pattern that was not providing them with what they need. So they was already what? Disabled. They was already disabled. The opposite of disabled is enable. Like I told the students, the opposite of useless is useful. And for some of you, you done got to this habit of saying, you know what is useless? Why is it useless? It's because you can't explain yourself or who you trying to explain yourself can't comprehend. You know what? This is useless, but yet you stay in the same relationship that's not providing you with what you need because you don't know how to leave. You don't know how to break. There's no instructions because everything we've been winging it, right? We've been winging it, right? And so anyway, he said that Christ, Jesus, right? He was healing people, putting people back up, saying, hey, look, get moving. That's it. Go, right? Go back to them, right? Some people tried to follow Him. Guess what? This is a good teaching right here. Rude awakening. He said, no, you can't go with me. Go back to your people, right? For some of you, you need to go back as a new person, a new individual saying, listen, things got to go a little bit different here. I'm not running this same program, but guess what? We've been running the same program. We know what we know. We want something different, but yet we do what we have always done. That's the program you need to address. Higher self, I know what I know. Lower self, I do what I do. And we need to change the do what I do mentality. So again, I want to just speed this thing up, give you a little something, check the time. Okay, well, I'm right on time, but I got to close out early, but not early, but I got to close out because I cannot keep this door open that long. So let's just get with a quick scripture. I normally don't drop scriptures, but I felt like I needed to tell you something about this 2 Corinthians 11, right? And and once again, think about this. This is Paul talking, right? Think about Paul talking, and I'm just going to talk from his position and the position that he holds and what drew me on to this, right? Right. It says in verse 20, in fact, you even put up with everyone who enslaves you. Stop. You see this? You put up with everyone who enslaves you. Been there? Some of you still there. But you cannot remove yourself until you recognize that, wow, I put up with too much. Isn't that amazing? You know you put up with too much because you are not in touch and not in tune with yourself, right? You're not in tune with the fact that, wow, I dedicate every morning to somebody else's company. I dedicate every afternoon to somebody else, right? And what they built. What do you dedicate to what you build, right? For many of us, you only can take pride in what you build. Remember, your feelings is used to get you what you want, right? And not if you don't use your feelings to get you what you want, you will use your feelings more so in the past. A lot of us, the program that we have replays the what? Past, and we feel some way, some type of way about what done already happened. So that means the program that we are in, lower self, is already playing out what we have been used to, accustomed to, right? We already running a program that just does not work. Some of us, we so scared to interrupt the program. How somebody ever did something and you saw what they did and your program said, ooh, they going to hell, ooh, they about to get struck down, ooh, they ain't this, ooh, they ain't that. People, that's why I said to you early on, people will say they know you, have not taken no time out to know you, never knew you, for the simple fact that you have not known yourself. If you know yourself, you know what you deliver, you know what you have, you know what you're capable of accomplishing, you know what you're capable of doing, and you do it. You don't do it because you feel somebody else gonna give you something. You do it because he put it in you to do it. Remember, God stated for many of you, right? Scripture, it says it's better to be the lender than the what? The borrower. Lender is the higher self. Borrower is the lower self. I bet you didn't know that, but you know it now. Nobody will tell you that. Why they won't tell you that? Because if you figure this thing out, you will be just like the one that Jesus was emptying out the church, saying, get up, get out, get going. Well, where's the church? The church is the program. The church is the routine, right? That's why he said, I got to destroy what? I got to destroy this what? Temple. I'm gonna destroy this temple. Some of you, the building. No, the temple is the old way of thinking. I'm gonna destroy your old way of thinking with what? The higher self, which will be Christ, the new level of thinking. For some of you, he's using my voice, but it's his understanding. He's giving it through me, my voice, to get it through to you. These words are for you. He's destroying old way of thinking, right? He said you should be the lender. The lender is your higher self, right? And guess what? Not the borrower. Why is the borrower? Because the borrower don't know how to receive. It don't know how to say thank you. It don't know what to do with what it never got. It never received these things. So at the end of the day, the program is so scrambled and so corrupt that it doesn't produce anything fruitful. Lower self, right? Lower self. You cannot go back to old relationships and say, look, I want to work on that. No, well, we go back to old relationships because we feel that, you know what, I do love you and I want to try to make it work this time. It won't work no time. It didn't work that time, and it won't work just because you come. I see now. You didn't see. You see now. You had to get out to see now, right? Listen to this. Got these blinders on while you in something. Soon as you ain't got the blinders taken off now, you can see now that this is an open road. But now the first thing you want to do is you should be shooting for something, but you know what? I'm not going to shoot for that. I'm going to think about what was, and I'm going to go back and say, you know what? It could have worked right now. I see now that, you know, you playing peekaboo with your own life, and this just can't work like this. So I just want to really drop this thing, and let me just bring it back in an area where we can kind of digest it a little bit and meditate on it. I just want to give you Paul real quick. I just want to get out of here. This is the rude awakening, right? And I wanted to make sure that you understand. Look at Paul. Look what Paul said. He said, you even put up with the ones who enslave you. You would think this dude comes straight from the project. You would think this is something that you should say to somebody else. But you can't say this to somebody else till you first say it to yourself. You tolerate things you shouldn't even tolerate, the conditions you living in. You created it. Remember, success is created by your choices and decisions. Failure is created by your choices and decisions. You just ain't understanding the role you play, but you do play a part. But if you don't play a part in your mornings, you don't play a part in your afternoons, when you get off work, you either got to get home, that's 30 minutes to an hour. You either got to feed them children or whatever you need to do. You need to get yourself down, and then you got 3 hours, 2 hours, give or take. You in the bed by 9 to 10. Then you got to go to sleep, spend your time sleeping, wake up, do it all over again. So all you left with is Saturday morning and Sunday morning. Sunday afternoon, Saturday afternoon. And the Sunday afternoon or the Sunday is the Lord's day. For some of you, Saturday is the Lord's day. Isn't it amazing? For some people, churches on Saturdays, for them, that's the Lord's day. And others is on Sundays, that's the Lord's day. But all throughout the week, you have done nothing but dedicated all your time to nothing that includes you. That's why we continue to say, I am my life coach. We continue to encourage ourselves. We continue to inspire ourselves. I'm not inspired by somebody else. I'm inspired when I find out that I can do something different and get something different. I'm inspired when I can use the hidden potential inside of me and get that hidden potential to make things happen, not just for myself, but for those that are connected to me. I'm here to make sure we all win. Right now. Remember, I told you feelings and emotions get you what you want, or feelings and emotion will have you in a bad place, right? I feel like people ain't listening to me. I feel like, but if you realize you are exactly where you're supposed to be, then you should have an attitude. And that's what I Am My Life Coach gives you. It gives you an attitude. The attitude is, it's about to get better for me. The attitude is, it's not going to always be like this, so I don't have to trip on this. The attitude is, as soon as I get this thing right and in order, I'm done with everything that goes with this level right here. And for many of you, you already right here, right now. You're going to get better clients. You're going to get better customers. You're going to get better service, and you're going to give. You're going to give better service. Remember, the lender is the one at the top. When you lend, you should know what you lending right now. You should know what you provide. That is an attitude. When you have the right attitude about what you're doing, right? Even the wrong attitude is the right attitude. At least I have one, and I can explain the why. But when you sit here and talk about your feelings and your emotions, you can't explain that. And then you try to, because I love him. So why are you all like this? Why you cry? Because I love. It's because you can't figure out what you participate in. You can't figure out nobody have to deal with you. You can't figure out that this thing is volunteer. You can't figure out that don't nobody owe you nothing but yourself. You can't figure out that you just can't say what you want to say to somebody and think that they're going to accept that. They don't have to. They can walk away from you just like you can walk away from them. A job can let you go just like they hire you, they can fire you. You are a CEO of your own entire life. You are the chief executive officer at this point. It is your job to hire, your job to fire, and it's your job to retire when it comes down to the lower self. Your self has been done so many things, and so many people have operated in the lower part of you that it's about time we retire some of that. It's about time we level up right now. We too old to sit here and think that drinking is the fun thing to do at this point. No, making money is the fun thing to do. Building a business is the fun thing to do. Getting to know somebody is the fun thing to do. Let's be clear. If you come equipped with the real spirit, the spirit of the living one, the one that I'm trying to sit here and make sure it transfer over to you, I can fix your relationships. See, when you have one relationship called relationship, you actually have all. You see, because your spirit knows when to be what it needs to be. So when people say, you know what, people come in your life for a reason in the season, do you not understand that the higher self, just imagine if Christ told you, I come in your life for a reason and a season, right? I come in your life for a season of growth, right? And I come in your life for a reason to discipline you. Check this out, higher self. Your higher self go down to your lower self and it makes some changes, right? It's a season that you need to come up and you need to sow. You need to be better. I need to put it out there. There's a season that I truly get this now. It said there's a season for sowing and there's a season for reaping, but you don't know which one you in because you're not focused. You back on the lower self doing what you have always done, right? There's a time to kill and there's a time to heal. Right? There's a time to kill your old way of thinking, and there's a time to heal. You're going to be okay, poo-poo. You're going to be okay, boo. You're going to be talking to yourself, right? There's a time to there's a time The throw a rock, that means it's a time to sit here and get aggressive. That's an attitude. Meaning, you know what? Who they think they talk? They what? It's a time for that. But it's a time to say, you know what? This is my opportunity to exit out and go to my next level. Some of you, you can't carry what you have always carried. Stay focused. There you go. Whoever said that, let's go. See, we here to unify, magnify what God has told us. I don't know what he told everybody else, if he told them anything at all. The scripture says, many gonna take the high road. We all been on that road. And he said that road led us to what? Destruction. And guess what road they still on? They still on the road to destruction. It's gonna always, they're never gonna get anything going that way because everything gotta be personal. He said only few gonna find the what? The path. The path is what? The path, higher self. I am my life coach. I am my life coach. I don't expect nothing from nobody other than from myself. And if you can't receive what I give, I'm not going to sit here and stop with my giving. My giving isn't good. I'm the lender right now, but I got to be a good lender. Remember I told you about relationship? When you get in a relationship, you'll know when to be a friend. You'll know when you'll be a companion. You're going to see a partner. You're going to see so many things. You're going to see we can worship, fellowship. We're going to see this thing because your spirit is what God is looking for. That's what he's providing you with right now. Higher self is the trigger. The spirit is already resting. Lower self, that's the target. And we about to blast this thing. Bow, bow, bow. So you're going to know when to be this, when to be that. You're going to know when to be this. Some people, do you not know some people will sit here and tell you, you know, I don't want to be no friend. Reason why you don't want to be friends because you messed that up. You messed that up because you never built it up. You never had nothing to build it on. So you see here, I can't just be friends with you because your friends don't have no value. You want value, right? I get it. You want something new, but you want value. But everything you've been in is don't have no value. So you let it happen the way it happened. But see, I'm telling you, when you have a relationship, you're going to need to be a friend to that person. You're going to need to know when to be a partner to that person. You're going to need to know to be a companion to that person. You're going to need to know when to be a brother to that person. You're going to need to know when to be a sister. You're going to need to know because at the end of the day, the only one that can help you is the spirit. Let me get back to this and close out real strong, real quick. Second Chronicles 11. In fact, even you put up with everyone who enslaves who? You. I asked some of y'all, say, you've been enslaved. Who? Not me. I ain't been enslaved to nothing. For the people that's in the invisible crown army, you better be a witness at this point. Oh, we've been enslaved. Yes, we have. Because I can tell you how darkness look like. It ain't fun. My life ain't been fun and giggles right now. Now that my eyes come open and I realize that I messed myself up. Come on, y'all. I do not have a problem. Humiliation. Come on. I don't have no problem with telling nobody I made many mistakes. You see, when we get in a relationship now, we don't want to get the ingredients that made you who you are today. We want to hide it and we want to try to ask somebody, oh, he's looked like the perfect man. She looked like the perfect woman. Give me them ingredients that made you who you are. Some of you, you don't want to display them ingredients because you're like, That's why you're trying to come with this unknown substance, want to give it to somebody. And when they get it, you be like, it's good, ain't it? It's good, ain't it? You be like, it is good. What is it? What's in it? I don't know. I mean, it's me. It's my secret potion. You see, you can't explain basic instructions. You don't have basic instructions for what you do. That's why we have to stop doing, which is a program, what we think, because what the last dude like, the new one is not going to like. What the last woman wanted, the next woman wants something bigger, better, greater. You're going to have to level up when it's time to get her. Because the last one, didn't, she wasn't ready for more. She wasn't ready for quality. She wasn't ready for something that will engage her mentally, spiritually, right? She was just under the physical act. She was under the low level act. And I get it. I get it. For some of us, hey, it is what it is, right? Until you realize what's the directions, what's the instructions that goes with it is what it is. I mean, no, it ain't gonna be no is what it is popping off in my life. That's the rule of regular. Ain't no it is what it is. What I said is what I said. It is what it is. Wait a minute, hold on. Repeat that one more time. What did you just say? It is what it is. I said what I said. Okay, well then listen, this is where you go that way. I go that way. I'm trying to let you understand some of you guys. We are in a move right now. We are on a move right now. Look at this. You have, look, exploit you. Listen, you tolerate people who exploit you and take advantage of you. Why would they take advantage of you? Because you have not secured yourself to take advantage of yourself. That's why. See, it's right here. I got it for us, right? It said, listen to this. Put on airs. Some of y'all want to put somebody else's business on blast. Some people are like, I know who you are. I know. Look, if you know who I am, right? Then I'm still working on who I am. So at the end of the day, by the time you look up, I'll be in a whole nother place, right? You know absolutely nothing about me. But you see, we're so low bottom with the people that we are around. We hear anything and believe everything, right? We hear one thing, man, I heard, you didn't hear what I heard about him. I don't care what you heard about me. It will not put 2 cents and add one hair or add one thing to my life at the end of the day, because I never did it for you in the first place. Anything it was not for you, right? But I guess what? Narrative right now. Come on, you guys. Let's roll. It says slap you in the face. This is the Bible talking. Bible says it's going to smack you. How many times have you been smacked? By your own choice, by the people around you. Because you see, it smack you because you drifting. You all over here drunk in somebody else's business and you're not tending to your own. See, the Bible said right here, I'm not making this up, y'all. I got to keep moving. 2 Chronicles 11, verse 20, and slap you in the face. Bah! You looking like, and that's when they leave. You looking like, right? I can't believe they left me. Anybody was gonna leave you. I will leave you. You know, everybody gonna leave you. The Lord leaves people. Do you understand me? You're blind, right? You put these little things on, think you got it all together. I told you, I am a life coach. It's something we gotta constantly do. We gotta constantly refresh ourselves, right? Let me finish, right? To my shame, I admit that we was too weak for that. See what I'm saying? This is the Bible talking. Invisible Crown Army. Listen, right now, we too weak to be playing with people. I mean, we're so strong in where we at right now. We don't even play with people. I learned this. There's some of you up here, your whole conversation even changed with talking to me now. I be looking like, what do they think they talking to? Some of y'all, woo! Man, but I'm happy about that. I'm happy that we, right? Listen to this. Verse 23, and I'm done, you guys. It says, are they servants of Christ? That's God. Christ. Are they servants of Christ? I guess y'all are servants of Christ, right? I am out of my mind to even talk like this. I am more. Why would somebody say I am more? Because you got this thing that the way they done taught us from a low level programming, that is we, is they, is us. Everybody talk about God, but you don't want to open up your eyes and see who really have the God that they're talking about. See, if you're talking about God, then all you're going to do is let me see your God display his actions through you, his wonders through you, his even his mercy, right? Because if God is really blessing you, you will be so blown back by some of the foolishness you done. You'll be like, yes, God, thank you. Because you don't even deserve what you got. You know you was ratchet. You still ratchet. But ratchetness don't matter though. Because when God got you, all the low bottom behavior don't matter no more because you already good. Let me finish this and I'm done, you guys. Listen to this. I am more. Why am I more? Because we train. That's why we more. For some of you, you are more than the people that are around you in them groups, because every week you train on being a better you. I don't know what a better you look like, but I guarantee you, you change one thing, you change everything. Some of you stop talking, so I just need to shut up. And once you listen to that and you start being quiet, everything will change at that moment. Listen to this. I have worked much harder, 40 hours a week. Some of you do 60. Been in prison more frequently. Who is this? This is Paul talking. What he say? Been in prison, meaning you've been trapped. Lower level. Some of you stuck on lower level. That's what it means to be in prison. More frequently. Been flogged more severely, right? That means you've been through the beating, right? The beating, right? Watch this, right? Been flogged, been exposed to death again and again and again, right? This is the Bible talking. But some of you, what is your ingredients? What are you made up off of? I bet you ain't never thought about that. Well, I don't want to tell everybody my business. And you tell them, let's go look at your Facebook page. Let's go look at your Instagram page. You don't put up your bad experiences. You don't put up your worst moments. You put up when you think you hot, when you think you fine. But like I started this thing, your mattress, your bed knows all your emotions. It knows the truth. When you laying there by yourself, that bed knows the truth. If your bed can talk, I should do a something called If Your Bed Can Talk, boy, I tell you. Listen to this. 5 times I received from the Jews the 40 lashes minus one. Minus one, right? Listen to this. 3 times I was beaten with a rod. Once, man, I was stoned 3 times I was shipwrecked. Shipwrecked meaning I was cruising, right? In my friendship, in my partnership, in my relationship. And all of a sudden, boom, the ship just blew up. Y'all don't understand this part, what he's saying right now. I told you, until you ready to put it all on the line, right? That's why he made it into this book like this. And guess what he did? He helped shape a lot of the churches. He helped put some of the stuff that you go to hear, right? This is the one who created it right here. He's telling you what he did. I was shipwrecked. Notice everything you hear in church and the way it's structured. This is the one, this is the author. He's the one who put it together. I am my life coach. Did y'all get that? He's the creator. What? I am my life coach. He's the author of the book. I am my life coach. He does the what? Monday meltdowns, right? He's the one about personal growth, personal development, right? He's the one. So that's why you're hearing me. That's why you hear. So we can get some results, right? Listen to this. Shipwreck. I spend night and day. Opposite of night is day, right? In the open sea. That means nothing going on around, right? There's nothing happening, right? Watch this. You got to get this, y'all. I have been constantly on the move. Don't it seem like that's your life now? Constantly on the move. I'm trying to figure it out. Need to get it together. I have been in danger from rivers, in danger from bandits. Listen to this. Bandits, club, right? Yeah, somebody in my DM. They in my DM now. Hitting me in my DM, right? Listen to this. Them called bandits, right? Listen to this. I'm in danger from my fellow Jews. That go to church right there. And, right, the ones I've been called to in danger from the Gentiles. That means the ones I'm supposed to help, they trying to hurt me too, right? You ain't getting that? I know you're getting it. Please tell me you get that, right? In danger in the city. Y'all know this city. There's no love in this city. Right? But the city got you on lockdown, right? It tells you where to go, when to go, how to go, and what you need to do. The music, cut the radio on, turn the WGCI, right? Turn 92.3, right? Listen to what comes on. Then you will see now, right? We used to have a 6-second workout. We used to be waiting 6 o'clock, and we'd be in the house, this man, and it used to look forward to it. Now you cut that radio on. Oh my God, they don't even play love music no more. Don't even talk about R&B. Some of you don't even know what R&B means. It means rhythm and blues. That means I need to hear some blues and I need to hear some with some rhythm. But I do not need to hear this stuff that's coming out. Watch this, right? Danger. What's this? In the country, right? In the country. Notice the city got danger. The country, that's USA, right, is in danger at sea, and in danger from false believers. People acting like they got it, but they really don't. I'm in danger. Come on, y'all. This is when we be honest right here. I mean, I wish I could put some music on. Look, and listen to this. Listen to this. I have labored, right? 9 to 5. Toil. Listen to this. I have often gone without sleep. I've been up all night. I ain't been sleeping. Come on, don't tell me you ain't got Christ in you. Trust me, this is an indicator you got Christ in you. Y'all ain't never heard this like this. Watch this, y'all. It's going to get deeper. Have known hunger. Have known what it means to be hungry for something, right? I know hunger. This is and thirst, meaning sometimes I had food, but I ain't have no water. Sometimes I had water, but I ain't have no food, right? Water, right? I had good friends that had bad. Listen to this. The opposite. Have gone without food and have been cold and naked. Besides everything else, I have faced daily. Come on, y'all. Here go the daily bread. I have faced daily the pressure of my concerns for all the churches. See, bigger, better, greater. I got a concern, and yet nobody helping me. Who is weak? Listen to this. The church. Who is weak? Hey. Told you this is what makes you strong right here, y'all. He said, and I have daily pressure of my concerns for all the churches who is weak and do not feel weak. You see, weak as water, but y'all think y'all strong and y'all about to do something. Your life ain't changed in years. You ain't done nothing. This man right here, the one who built the church, says, I got concerns about this because y'all weak and y'all feel like y'all and do not feel like you weak. That means you done lied to yourself. Lower self program. You weak, don't have nothing, but think you got something. You ain't popping, but your mind tell you know you look good. Outside, you look good. Inside, you in for a war. Some of you are in for a war, and you are in for a storm that you're not prepared to face right now. But yet, you look good on the outside. This storm that's coming, it's going to spin you and smack you so hard. All that you thought you had will be taken, and it will be lost. and you have to start over. I just hope that we can start over before the start over even have to happen. I just hope, listen, you know what, God, I done tried this thing in life so much. Let me just try to start over now. Sometimes, you guys, I don't want to take a test till I study. You know what? I failed myself right now. Let me go back and practice a little more. We don't want to practice. That's the issue. We don't want to practice, right? But we're going to practice today. It says, who is led into sin? Paul is talking about the church, and the church leaders are leading people into what? Sin, because they don't have no idea about their higher self. They don't know how to make the choice between what to do and what not to do, and when to do it and when not to do it. You see, at the end of the day, I will defend myself. I will provide everything I need to do in order to make sure that first I'm good and then you good. You see, even on the airplane, right? This is for some of you that want to try to come against the invisible crown army. Let me go ahead and correct you real quick. Every time you get on the airplane, that person gets on the intercom and say, you know, you are flying a Boeing, and the seat belts, and they go to the emergency section, right? I need to go find an emergency, who's sitting in the exit row in your life right now, because those are the ones that got to grab the dough. You see, it's so many people that's ready to jump out your life, but if you make it to where you want to get to, then they're happy because they get a little more leg room. You need to find out who's in your exit rows, right? And you need to come and have a conversation. You are aware you in the exit row. You are aware when what's the name show up or what's his name show up, your butt is gone. You the first one up off this boy, okay? Because at the end of the day, let's be clear. See, we want to think we first class, but some of you are coach. Others, you need to know the plane. See, we the plane right now. See, you too busy trying to get a seat. Forget the seat. You are the plane. You are in control of the whole thing. How this thing fly, how high it fly. You have a traffic controller. You have somebody that's supposed to sit here and direct and guide your life. You need to know this plane from front to back, but you too busy worrying about, I'm getting my seat. I'm going, say I'm getting my seat. God said you got the whole plane. He overthrew the person that tried to give you a seat on their plane. Your butt getting off that plane, you getting your own plane. You understand me? You getting your own plane. I don't care if you in a two-seater plane right now with one engine in front. You gonna know the front of that engine to the tail of your airplane. You gonna know how big. You gonna know when you can land and why you can land. And what am I saying? I'm finna close it up. You don't sit here and get on the plane every time and sit here and hear people saying, you know, if you see the thing drop down, secure yourself first. You don't say, shut up, lady. Shut up, man. I done heard this thing 50 times. I'm a million-mile flyer. I frequent flyer. I have over these many points. I done flew. No, you sit your butt here and you listen, because every time this plane takes off, you have to hear what's going on so you can what? Revive, refresh, and renew what needs to happen. It needs to be on the front of your mind. And that's the attitude that we have every time we come on a rude awakening, every time we come on the Mighty Monday Meltdown, every time we wake up in life, every time I say, I am my life coach, every time that I sit here and think about something that I need to make a choice in, let me look at this right now. Let me check this out. Let me see what's going on. Let me investigate. Let me find out. Let me make them aware of who I am. Let me tell you what I come with. Let me tell you, I'm very experienced. I ain't always done this. I used to do that. I used to do that. I used to play here. I played in the playground. That was the playground. I did everything. I was on a seesaw. I was on a sliding board. And I ain't talking about when I was 10. I'm talking about when I was 30, 35, 36, 37, 38. I was on the playground. But when it became time for me to shift to the battleground, things got real. And when I got on the battleground, that means the battlefield, my attitude changed, my life changed, my position changed. How I address things change. How I present myself change. How I clothe myself change. That means change had to come. But for some of you, stop, look, and listen. You are still on the playground right now. And you playing with nobody but yourself, entertaining yourself. You want to get drunk. You want to take shots. You want to get seductive. You want to see who you can draw their attention. It don't take nothing to get no attention these days, okay? Attention won't compensate you at all. So listen to this. He says at the end, who led into sin, and I do not inwardly burn. Stop right there. He said they are led into sin, and I do not inwardly burn. That means even though you might see me in some places, you might see me around some things, you might see me mirror something, inwardly is what you need to understand. I don't burn inwardly. Now compare that to somebody else, you will see different. But since people don't know the instructions and they don't have the direction, they only can go based off of what they see. And what they see is the outer shell. Inwardly, I do not burn. I don't burn for anything. I don't burn for this. I don't burn for that. All you see is what you see. Nothing but results. That's my time. But that's interesting. So I hope you guys got that. This is the Rude Awakening. Thank you guys for showing me some love. Thank you guys for showing me some love. Remember, man, you is about to get on your plane. And when you get on your plane, it is your plane. It is your job to know the whole plane. You need to describe the whole plane. I'm not talking about partial. I'm talking about the whole thing. Stop trying to get a seat and try to learn the aircraft. We trying to fly somewhere new right now. And at the end of the day, if somebody else is in control of where you going, you're going to have to buy a ticket. You're going to have to sit here and purchase, stand in line. But when it's your plane and it's your aircraft, you know exactly where you're going and you don't have to wait for nobody to tell you. Peace and blessings. That's my time. Oh, YouTube. Let me get you, man. YouTube be sitting here, man. I got a couple of little dark little spots, man. I gotta get that up off of me. Let me end this. YouTube, thank you guys. Peace and blessings. Y'all already know. In that string.